I always thought I was a good husband. You know, the kind people call a golden man. I didn't drink, didn't smoke, gave flowers for no reason, brought home my whole paycheck. My wife, Jessica, loved to tell her friends, Mike is the perfect man. I feel like I'm behind a stone wall with him. I believed it. I really believed she thought that. We got married 8 years ago. Met at a party at some mutual friend's place. She was wearing a red dress, laughing at my jokes, and I fell in love at first sight. 2 months later, we were living together. A year later, we got married. I bought a house in the Chicago suburbs, a car, got a dog. We talked about having kids, but it just never worked out. Jessica said her career was more important. I respected her choice. She worked at a big insurance company as a mid-level manager. Not the boss, but not some office drone either. I was proud of her. And she, as it turns out, was not proud of me. The first red flags started about 2 months before that day. Jessica started staying late at work. Said there was a new project, a big deadline. I believed her. Then she started going to the gym in the evenings. Said she wanted to get in shape for summer. I believed her. Then she stopped inviting me to company parties. Said they were boring, just coworkers, I'd be bored. I believed her. I believed, like a total idiot, because I didn't want to see the truth. The truth was too ugly for our perfect marriage. One evening, Jessica said, Mike, I'm going to my mom's for the weekend. She's not feeling well. I'll stay with her for 2 days. I offered to come with her. She refused. You're busy with work. Don't drop your projects. I'll go alone. I kissed her, helped her pack her bag, and wished her a good trip. She left Friday evening, and I stayed home with the dog and the thought, what a great guy I am, having such a caring wife. But something was gnawing at me, some small, nasty thought, like a mosquito in my ear. What if? I decided to surprise her, bought flowers, her favorite roses, and drove to my mother-in-law's. The drive took about 2 hours. I arrived around 10 at night. I knocked on the door. My mother-in-law, Mary, opened it. She looked at me surprised. Mike, what are you doing here? I said, surprise for Jessica. Is she here? Mary went quiet. Then she said, Jessica isn't here. She never came. I'm perfectly healthy. Why would she come to me? My stomach dropped. I apologized, said I must have mixed things up, and drove off. I didn't go home. I drove to the house of her ex-boyfriend, Thomas. She'd dated him before me for about 2 years. I knew his address because I'd once sent their wedding invitation there. She insisted, said they'd stayed friends. I parked around the corner, and I saw her car, a silver Ford Fusion. I'd recognize it out of 1,000. It was parked at Thomas's house. I sat in my car and stared at it. The lights were on in the windows. I didn't go knock. I didn't shout. I just sat there and watched. White noise in my head. I don't know how long I sat, an hour, 2, 3. At some point, the lights went out. I started the car and drove home. I got back at 3 in the morning. I didn't sleep. I sat in the kitchen, drank whiskey, and stared at the empty chair across from me. The next day, I bought a camera. A small one with night vision, good zoom. I wasn't planning anything bad. I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to see it with my own eyes so I could believe. Saturday evening, I drove to Thomas's house again. Parked farther away, behind some trees. Set the camera on a tripod, aimed it at the front door. Waited. At 11 o'clock, 2 people came out of the house. Jessica and Thomas. They were laughing, hugging, kissing. She was wearing his shirt, barefoot. They got into her car and drove off, probably to get food. I filmed everything. Their kisses, their laughter, the way she fixed his hair. The pain in my heart was like someone ripping it out of my chest. But my hand didn't shake. I kept filming. On Sunday, Jessica came home. How's your mom? I asked. Better, she's feeling fine now, she answered. I looked at her. She was smiling. I remembered that smile, because it was the last smile she ever gave me. I didn't sleep for several nights in a row. I sat at my computer and edited the video. I cut the best moments. Their kisses, their hugs, the way she walked into her ex's house and he put his arm around her waist. I added music, calm, sad, to underline the drama. Then I added subtitles. Jessica, my wife. Thomas, her ex. This footage was taken on the weekend. She claimed to be visiting her sick mother. I watched the video maybe 10 times. Every time I wanted to smash the monitor. But I didn't. I saved the file. And then I started sending it. The first to get the video was her mother, Mary. I called her beforehand and said, "Mary, you need to see something. Don't ask how. Just open the email." She opened it. A minute later she called back, crying. "Mike, I'm sorry, I didn't know. She never told me anything." I said, "It's okay. Now you know." The second was her father, John. He didn't call. He texted, "I never want to see her again. You did the right thing." The third was her sister, Kelly. She wrote, "You're crazy, but she deserved it." Then came her brothers, cousins, second cousins, all her friends, all her acquaintances. I sat there and sent. Copy the address, paste, hit send. Copy, paste, send. It wasn't revenge. It was catharsis. Then I moved on to her coworkers. I found them on social media. Jessica's boss, her direct supervisor, her whole department. I sent the video with a note. "Look what a dedicated employee you have. Instead of working, she's having fun with her ex." Yeah, it was cruel. But I wanted everyone who knew her to see her true face. Not the face of a loving wife, not the face of a responsible employee, not the face of a good daughter. The face of a liar and a cheater. The video also went to her neighbors. The very neighborhood where we lived. Everyone in the area found out who Jessica Morrison really was. I didn't send the video to only one person, myself. I saved it on a flash drive and put it in a safe. As a keepsake. So I'd never forget what betrayal looks like. Monday morning, Jessica went to work as usual. Kissed me on the cheek. Said, "Love you. I'll make lasagna tonight." I nodded. I already knew that lasagna was a lie. Just like everything else. I waited. The phone rang at 11 in the morning. It was her mother. They talked for about 10 minutes. I heard Jessica's voice change from surprise to fear. "What? Which Mike? No, he couldn't. I don't know about any video." "Mom, what are you saying? Don't believe him." Then she started screaming. I sat in the living room drinking coffee and listened. She ran out of the bedroom with the phone in her hand, red-faced, crying. You sent that out." I said calmly, "Yes." She threw her phone at me. I dodged. She screamed so loud the neighbors must have heard. "You destroyed me. You're insane. You're a sick bastard. My mother won't talk to me. My sister called me a whore. My boss texted me that I'm fired. Why did you do it? Why?" I stood up, walked over to her and said, "Because you lied to me. Because you said you were going to see your sick mother. But you were sleeping with your ex. Because you made a fool out of me. I didn't hurt you. I just showed everyone the truth. And the truth, it hurts. Not because of the video. Because of what you did." Jessica broke down sobbing. Fell to her knees, wailing, begging. "I'm begging you, delete the video. Tell everyone it was photoshopped. Please, Mike. I'll give you anything." I looked down at her. On her knees, in the beautiful dress I'd bought. Mascara smeared. She was pathetic. And I felt neither pity nor relief. I felt emptiness. "I'm not deleting anything, Jessica. You made your choice. You could have told me the truth. You could have divorced me like a decent person. You chose to lie. So now live with it." I grabbed my keys and left. Didn't slam the door. Just closed it quietly. Let her stay in the apartment until I kicked her out through the courts. I didn't pick up my phone all day. She called probably 100 times. Then she started texting. Messages a screen long. "You never loved me. You just wanted revenge. You're worse than me." I read them and didn't reply. That evening, I checked her social media. I saw she'd already deleted everything, her photos, posts, friends. But you can't delete the truth. The video had spread. People forwarded it, commented, discussed. Some condemned me. "You can't do that to a woman, it's cruel." Some supported me. "She deserved it. Don't cheat." I didn't care. I didn't do it for approval. I did it for the truth. A week later, I filed for divorce. My lawyer, an older Jewish guy with tired eyes, looked at me and said, "You have proof of infidelity?" I handed him the flash drive. He watched the video, whistled and said, "With this kind of evidence, she won't get a thing. Not even your socks." And he was right. The trial didn't last long. Jessica tried to defend herself, said the video was fake. But the forensic experts confirmed it was real. The judge ruled in my favor. The house stayed mine, the car stayed mine, the accounts stayed mine. Jessica left with a suitcase, the same way she'd arrived. Only back then she was smiling. Now she was crying. I helped her pack. Not because I was kind, because I wanted to make sure she took everything. She found the camera, looked at me with hatred. "You have no idea what you've done," she whispered. "I have an idea," I answered. "I saved myself from a woman who doesn't respect me. And I saved you from a life of lies." She left, slammed the door for the last time. I was alone in the house we'd built together. Our wedding photo still hung on the wall. I took it down, smashed the glass, pulled out the photo, and tore it into tiny pieces. Threw it in the trash, just like our 8 years. You know what the scariest part of this story is? Not losing your wife, not losing money, not losing your house. The scariest part is realizing you lived with someone you never really knew. 8 years. Every morning, every dinner, every vacation, every conversation. All of it was a lie. Not completely, of course, but the part that involved me. I thought we were building a family. She was building a bridge to her ex. I worked 2 jobs to buy a house. She looked for ways to take it from me. I gave flowers. She accepted them, knowing she'd meet someone else tomorrow. That realization doesn't break your heart. It breaks your soul into pieces that can never be glued back together. A month after the divorce, I deleted all the videos. The flash drive, the copies, the drafts. I was tired of watching them. I was tired of the pain. I wanted to move on. Without hatred, without revenge, without the past. I sold the house, bought an apartment in a different neighborhood, a small studio, changed jobs, left the company where we'd met and went to a competitor. Started over from scratch. 35, from scratch. It was scary, but it was honest. I didn't date for almost a year. I was scared. Not that they would cheat on me, but that I wouldn't notice again. That I'd trust again. That I'd be that same idiot who brings flowers to an empty house. Then I went to a therapist. An older woman with kind eyes said, "Mike, the problem isn't that you trusted. The problem is that you stopped trusting yourself. You felt something was wrong, but you ignored it. Get your trust in yourself back, and you'll be able to trust others." I worked on myself. 6 months, a year. And one morning I woke up and realized I didn't remember Jessica at all. Only if I tried. And that was a victory. Now I have a new life. New job, new home, new friends. I've even started dating a girl. Her name is Sarah. She's a nurse. She's not a beauty, but she has kind eyes and an honest laugh. I told her my story on the 3rd date. She wasn't scared. She said, "You're strong. Not everyone could do that." I don't consider myself strong. I just did what I had to do. I protected myself. With the truth. Jessica's story, as far as I know, ended sadly. She lost her job, her reputation, her friends, her family. Her parents still don't speak to her. Her sister forbade her from coming near her kids. Thomas, her ex, left her a month after the divorce. He said, "You're dangerous. You lie to everyone. I don't want to be next." She ended up alone. Without a job, without money, without a place to live. Rumor has it she moved to another state, changed her name. I don't know if it's true. And honestly, I don't care. I don't wish her harm. I just erased her from my life. You know what the main lesson is from this story? Not that revenge is cruel. Not that the truth hurts. It's that sometimes you have to be cruel to save yourself. If I had stayed silent, if I hadn't filmed, hadn't sent the video, hadn't gone to court, I would have rotted alive. But instead, I survived. And I got stronger. And now I know. If someone betrays me again, I won't cry into my pillow. I'll gather the evidence, put on a clean shirt, and go to court. With a smile. Because the truth is on my side. I often get messages from viewers. Women write, "Mike, you were cruel. You should have just divorced her." And I answer, you can divorce a husband, but you can't divorce a lie. You have to destroy it. Men write, "You're my hero. I could never do that." And I answer, you will, if you love yourself more than you love the person betraying you. It's hard, but it's possible. Subscribe to the channel if you also believe the truth is worth telling. Hit like if you're on my side. And write in the comments, what would you have done in my place? Stayed quiet? Sent the video? Or done something else?
I'm genuinely curious.
I read everything. Well, almost everything. If someone says I'm crazy, I read that too, but I don't take offense. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if it's wrong. And remember, filming someone else's life isn't ethical. But filming a lie in the name of truth, sometimes it's the only way to survive. I'm not proud of what I did, but I don't regret it either. Because if I hadn't done it, I'd still be living with a woman who doesn't love me. And I'd think we were happy. And that's scarier than any video. Thank you for being with me. Take care of yourselves. And don't be afraid of the truth, even if it's ugly, because the lie is uglier. Bye.